I don't know how I feel about Leave the World Behind. Visually, absolutely gorgeous. There are a few specific moments that are spoilers that I want to mention, so I'll talk about those at the very end with a spoiler warning. Visually beautiful, the performances are good, the locations work well, but I didn't love the narrative. Maybe to begin with, but I'd say certainly by the final third, I just felt like it sort of fizzled out, and for me, it didn't carry the quality at the beginning of the film when we had the suspense, and then it just kind of amounted to nothing. So I didn't love it, but it's an interesting idea. This was released in 2023. It's written and directed by Sam Esmail, based on Leave the World Behind by Rumaan, and we have a brilliant cast, including Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, and various others. And a family decide to go to this rental property for a vacation. And almost as soon as they get there, strange, potentially disturbing things begin to happen. And I don't want to really give away any of those strange things, because for me, that's one of the bits that I enjoyed, of wondering what bizarre thing was going to happen next. And it just seems like things were getting very dangerous and also quite peculiar. And the big question is, what's happening? And that part of it to me was the bit that was boring. Kind of the more we chipped away at it, the less interesting it became. And considering that's the bulk of the narrative, the mystery of what's happening, it was kind of disappointing. Not tremendously so. I didn't get to the end of it and think it was the worst final third of a film ever. But I didn't love the direction in which it went. I just found it to be kind of boring and not very well executed. But it still was visually beautiful. The characters are well written. There were times when it was unclear which characters we could trust, which I liked. I thought that worked really well. And our protagonists, really likable characters, really good performances, really nice locations. So there are plenty of qualities in this that make it an okay film. I'd say maybe slightly more than okay. But I didn't think it was a great film. And maybe that's personal preference. But I still think that it wasn't as well written towards the end. I'd say maybe even close to after the halfway mark. It just seemed to fizzle out and fell a bit flat and wasn't as satisfying as it started out as. So it's an okay film. The mystery is good, visually stunning, great performances. But in general, I feel like it didn't quite deliver. It has 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb across 230,000 reviews and ratings, and a very impressive Metascore of 68. So it seems to be reasonably well received. So if you're curious, check it out. And I guess I recommend it. I don't not recommend it, but I wouldn't rush to recommend it to anybody. But if you are curious about it, then I'd say, yeah, maybe give it a go. Form your own opinion, see what you think. There's a very good chance that you will like it a lot more than I did. And in general, I was reasonably satisfied with it, but I think it could have been a lot better. But I will now tell you, I think 3 moments that I genuinely really enjoyed. They're very brief moments, but I loved them. So these are spoilers for some of the things that happen. And the first one is the ship. When the ship is coming towards the beach, it looks like it's heading straight for the people on the sand. It doesn't stop, and we get this shot above the boat, above the ship, as we see it heading onto the beach, and it is stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous. The second one I loved was the aeroplane. When it came crashing down, that looked amazing. That was quite scary. I thought that worked very well. And the third one, which I have to say kind of made me laugh, I don't know if it was meant to, but is when the Teslas were all crashing into each other. And the reason it made me laugh is because it's basically like robots having a breakdown. And obviously with this threat, can I use the word threat? This potential reality for a future where robots take over. But then here we have these self-driving Tesla cars crashing into each other as if they're having a breakdown and don't know what else to do. I found to be quite funny. In real life, that would be absolutely terrifying. But within the film, it looked quite entertaining. So that part of it I did like as well. And there were some other bits here and there. The bits with the flamingos, I thought, kind of sinister, actually. It was quite scary. I didn't find the deer to be that scary. I feel like that was meant to be quite strange and peculiar. And yes, in real life, that would be very unnerving. But within the context of the film, I wasn't that bothered about the deer. But there were some moments here and there that were a little peculiar, visually stunning. So it's not a bad film. I think it could have been a better film. But in general, I'd say Leave the World Behind was still a decent experience, and all of that said, I'm still happy to recommend it.